Good morning. It's me, Angie from Learn Love Tarot, here to bring you messages of direction towards our best and highest good using the energies of the daily moon cycle and the planetary aspects surrounding us. This message is timeless as energy is cyclical. So know that whenever you find it is when you are meant to. And thank you in advance for sharing your beautiful energy with me by subscribing to the channel so that the messages align you with you more energetically. If you do find anything contained in today's messages that resonate with you, please let me know that by hitting the like button and leaving a comment to let me know. You can learn more about me and how to book a personal reading with the link on my homepage. Good morning. How are you, beautiful? Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Of course, we do have our date night, our subscriber date night tonight. So Thursdays are always busy, but very exciting. Good morning, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Our gratitude card of the day is that I am grateful for the scent of fresh flowers in a blooming bouquet. So this is tingles all over because I just got flowers last night. I got a bunch of lilies and they are not yet open. So the fresh flowers blooming in a bouquet. So they are not yet. And which is kind of funny because what I wrote down here in my drawing this morning is I have a little stage here and I have the sun and I wrote a fiery finale, but then I crossed that out and I was like, nah, it's a debut. Coming out on the stage, right? Getting ready to show our sunshine, that little free to be you and me charm that has come out twice. I mean, the odds of that, and they were both on fire 2 weeks in a row, 300 charms. And that is what gets thrown particularly on fire. So I feel like it's a free to be you and me energy. It feels freeing of forward movement. Now, we do have today being a 3-day, the path of surrender. We have April 14th, 2025. The 17th, did I say 14th? Temperance energy. Perhaps this is a puzzle piece here that we are finding. Since I said temperance, that's my puzzle piece to piece. So it is indeed the 17th, which is the energy of the star. When we add up the date, 4 plus 17 plus 9, we get the number 30. So that is Empress energy, but with the circle or the 0, that is protection by the divine. Okay. 30 may resonate for you just as a number period. Maybe it's a lucky number. 30 years ago was 1995. So what y'all doing? Larissa, you like was that the yesterday's reading, the Life Path 2? I don't know if I don't think I've gone back and written down the cards for that yet, guys. When I'm channeling for you all, especially with you all, I'm not really here. I'm here, but I'm not. I know you know what I mean by that. So 1995 was a 6 year. That's the energy of the lovers, right? That dualistic yin and yang, how we learn from each sides of ourselves and the mirrors of other people. And the sister energy to the Empress is the Hanged Man. So the energy of Jupiter and Neptune. And of course, that's a power card for Pisces, whereas the Empress's energy is guided by Venus here. Venus is the ruler of Libra and Taurus energies. So that's quite the balance there. And that's a little bit of dualistic energy there and of itself. So with the very, very wee hours of this morning, all these yellow stars are the major transits that we are navigating currently. We just had Mercury. So his little tuning in, Marvin the Martian, conjoin as a circle where they both get together in one space. And then we have the Trident Neptune and there with that to show that water energy. of Pisces here. So communication, okay, and dreams and illusions, perhaps. Now we have 0 degrees, 38 minutes, which does add up to an 11. So again, that balance energy of justice, the yin and yang, the truth seeking in our own voices and our communication about what our dreams are. Now, I did remind myself to tell you guys because I knew I forget lots of things that I mean to say while I'm here with you. I wanted to point out that I did do a graphic of this aspect yesterday on my community page. You just click on, I believe it's posts. You just click on the posts, and I made a graphic there that has all the information you've ever wanted to know about Mercury, because Mercury just entered Aries, and not very soon after, obviously, Mercury would enter at 00. And then so just 38 minutes later, it was like, oh, hello, Neptune. How you going? Let's have a glass of wine. Let's discuss some things. Let's discuss these dreams here. So at 8 a.m. Oh, my left ear was going on that one. So that's a hit for somebody. Let's discuss these dreams. Okay. So maybe perhaps that is why, with the strength card being the sister energy of the star, I have this stage here. And it does happen to be Thursday. And that is the cover for my subscriber art spotlight. So I have two spaces left open for that I'll get working on this afternoon here, and that'll be up by 5. Now, what I did today as well, these will be posted on my community post later as well. We're going to be looking into really paying attention to deacons. Each piece of pie and the cosmos, each sign is divided into 3 components, and those are represented by 3 cards each in the tarot. So we can see here, if you are noticing certain cards repeating, coming up over and over again, we have seen that 4 of Wands just relentlessly, right? That 1111 energy. Well, it's been there since the sun hit 20 degrees in Aries. It's in its final kind of clutches here as it gets ready to release its power to Taurus, which for me feels a little bit like a bit of a sticky wicket here just over the weekend. Kind of like, yeah, Taurus, I need to know, I need to relent my power because that's what's fair. It's somebody else's turn. And so Taurus is very excited to take that energy over, King of Pentacles. But I think Aries energy might be having some troubles kind of handing over the mic, so to speak. That's what it feels like. That's the best way I can describe it right now. In addition, this 2 of Wands energy, I'm seeing a connection here between, again, Mercury and Neptune. That is where they can join. Hey, let's talk about these dreams, because 2 of Wands, it's going to require a decision of action. Which way are we going to go, George? So that might be culminating for you as well. We have this 10 of Cups energy 3 times here that has been hanging out in Venus as she is making her way back through Pisces. So 10 of Cups there. And then also that's going to be 20 to 30 degrees of Pisces. So then it's hitting the North Node of Destiny, our 10 of Cups, everybody that we love and who love us. And Daddy Saddy is the interesting little plot. The plot thickens here because he's the drill sergeant here, making sure that this 10 of Cups is not an illusion, right? It's not this fancy butterfly and rainbows. Everybody that I love and that loves me is going to return my same energy, right? That's not always the case. And Daddy Saddy really wants us to examine here with truth, especially with the truth here of our own thoughts and how we speak, moving into a fire sign. Okay. So that's what that feels like there. Now, the people or the planets that are kind of throwing a little bit of a wrench in our works, which doesn't usually happen here, the Nine of Swords, that's our own. This is like our luck. Okay. So the Hanged Man energy, if we haven't moved forward on some kind of dreams that are really lucky for us, that are part of our heart, I feel like this energy here with Jupiter in that second decan of Gemini, which would be Nine of Swords, that's is our dream, has our dream turned into a nightmare, or are we just getting ready to get ready to go out on this stage, but then never really putting our foot on the step? And I'm just literally riffing on the energy here right now as I'm looking at these. The other little bit of sticky wicket, and we're going to be here a while, is this Five of Swords energy of transformation. Pluto is in its first decan of Aquarius. So the first decans for fixed signs are going to be our fives, sixes, and sevens. And Five of Swords can either be us gaslighting ourselves, saying, no, our dreams can never happen. That's too outrageous. I never get anything good. This is why I can't have nice things, right? The negative Nelly of our own brain synapses that we need to create new neural pathways for. And on the other end of that, if we see it in the environmental energy, as Pluto is challenging us with right now, at this 44. We've been seeing 44 quite a bit as well. This can be others convincing us that our truths are not true, that our reality is not what we are experiencing. Okay. So we'll keep an eye out there for those Five of Swords energies. But we do have, I like the Seven of Pentacles we've been seeing a lot of, because Uranus, the way to tell which one Uranus is kind of easy. Kind of looks like a bum. I'll pull it up closer here, but it does. Uranus has been in Taurus for a long time, and we are at that third decan of energy. Remember the fixed signs, kings, fives, sixes, and sevens. The seven would be that third piece, or that third set of 10. Okay. So Uranus is all about shock and surprise. Been seeing lots of lightning bolts in my dreams and in my meditations, even. Now, technically, only if you're over in California, or Peg, are you time zone? Are you Pacific time zone? I think it is 3 hours behind me. So that's going to hit you guys first there on the West Coast as well. And not for us East Coasters here till after midnight. We can let it all hang out, so to speak. I think that's Eric Clapton. So what's going to be hitting y'all tonight? Earlier, we'll be sleeping through it, but it's that Five of Wands energy as the first decan. Fives, sixes, and sevens are the fixed signs, the kings. We are in the first set of 10 degrees of Leo, where Mars is finally moving out of the water where it does not like to be, raining on my parade. We've been through a retrograde, a very, very long retrograde of that's helping us examine our self-confidence, and where have we been our own worst saboteurs, and that needs to transform. So this fixed energy here, adding an element instead of this being in the energy of water, cardinal water sign, now it's moving into fixed fire energy. And it's like, okay, I examined my self-esteem. I did that in the retrograde of Mars. And now we move forward with self-confidence. The shadow to that is ego, right? Because Five of Wands is all about jealousy, strife, and competition. But the light aspect of that is getting a team to work together, the team of our own self, having everybody in our own psyche, all of our players, all of our actors and masks on the same page, working for a common goal. And again, free to be you and me on the fire. We have that the horse of Sagittarian energy, that fiery energy, ready to move forward. But remember, he was flipped over. He's still aiming right. It's like getting ready to get ready. It's been this Mars energy all along coming up to push us forward. So, no secret with the free to be you and me and the action horse helping us move. Now, what we are moving into here with today's sun in the last decan of Aries. So cardinal signs are twos, threes, and fours. First section, first 10 degrees, twos, 10 to 20 degrees, threes, and 20 to 30 degrees, the fours. So we've got the Four of Wands, and that's just been coming up over and over. Like I said, we also have Chiron, the healer, there. So this is why, guys, we've been seeing so much focus on healing in relationships. So I would encourage you to pull out your charts and look at where that 20 to 30 section of Aries is in your personal birth chart, because that's where we're having this transformative energy. So wherever life area that is for you in your chart is going to be where we're requiring equal action on both our yin and yang in order to, heal these one-on-one relationships. It is time. And today in particular, the sun changes Sabian symbols and degrees. It moves about a degree a day. That's why we have the sun in one sign about every 30 days or so. This is about a large disappointed audience, but which sounds counterproductive to speaking with power and truth. Okay. And I have here a fiery finale, but speaking with power and truth is about, this is my debut. This is my truth as I know it. I'm speaking with power, even though it might disappoint other people, because I am no longer putting other people's happiness in front of my own. Okay. Again, really feel like it's about speaking truth and power to our dreams, this dream weaver energy. I believe you can help me get it through the night. And I wrote down, the last thing I wrote was this star energy. I was like, okay, the obvious star on the kiss makeup, right? And I wrote kiss or KMA, and y'all know what that means. And that's kiss or kiss my ass. Am I going to kiss this relationship and equal action even with my own self, or am I going to say kiss my ass? So even if they don't like it, we've got to speak our truth here. So Larissa, that is the Aries, third decan of Aries is in your 12th house. Well, that is the house of the soul's journey, right? So it's demanding action. It's demanding that we look then in the 12th house at our subconscious and bring that past. It's the house of the South Node, the karma, right? What we have brought with us as gifts from the last lifetime, and also the struggles that we are to heal this lifetime to bring in balance. It's the house of self-undoing. So this is putting Humpty Dumpty kind of back together again, if that makes sense for you. So speaking power of truth, and we're either gonna, if it's a person, you're gonna want to kiss them, or you're gonna say kiss my ass. It can go either way. It's very dualistic, and it's going to take a lot of strength here, taming our own inner beast, to decide. If we're having a finale, that's great. Maybe that already happened for you, but what's the debut all about? How are we going to move forward with love, abundance, and healing, and speak with our power and truth about our dreams? And funny enough, yesterday, remember when I couldn't figure out which Fleetwood Mac song was about the crystal vision? It was called Dreams. It was called Dreams. And I believe yesterday's read, we had the tower energy, and I was talking about my skins and shirts and skins, Dave Chappelle dream. And here, the song I couldn't think of was called Dreams. And the first line is, if you want to kind of, she's saying, if you want to go off and find something else, hey, that's your right to do. Go ahead and go. Right. Like she knew it all along. Um, and this today's energy feels very connected to that energy as well. Shirts or skins, it's a decision, right? You're picking which side of the team we're going to be on, especially with that 5 of Wands energy of, right, Mars moving into Leo. Am I going to use all aspects of myself like a team that works as one unit? Or am I going to allow ego to kind of be the ball hogger and steal the show? Right. And when she says, um, I keep my visions to myself, right? My crystal vision. I keep my visions to myself, but I wrote no longer keeping our visions to ourselves. It kind of came back around here. It's, even though somebody might be pissed off or disappointed by our debut or by us revealing new aspects to ourself and our confidence, we're still moving forward anyway, because it's like, if you don't like it, you can kiss my grits. And that would be, yes, a flow reference from, what was that called? Alice. May have something to do with Alice. I don't normally get names, but isn't Alice also an acronym for something? Okay, that's a bit of a tangent. But anyway, the blooming bouquet, you get flowers when you've had a performance. Every time my sister would perform, my sister Ryan, she's just such a has such a beautiful stage presence and confidence. She's an Aries, and it was just fun to take or not take pictures. Yes, of course I have some, but it's fun to take a bouquet of flowers to someone who has just performed. So that is all very auspicious feeling, and I love it here. So let's see where we go with all of that being said. Let's see where we go here. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you guys that are just now coming in. I appreciate you. Good morning. Good morning. We've got Miss, I'm going to start from the top here. Peggy, Jennifer, Larissa, Miss Jonna, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Jennifer, thank you guys again so much. Miss Kathy and Miss Larissa, let's go. Let's see what this is all about today. Let's see what this is all about today. Okay. Well, surrender. Well, yeah, no way. Look at that. I didn't even get to shuffle, guys. It just kind of, it just kind of slipped out there. Look at that. It's the path of surrender. And it's a 31 energy, which is a 4, how we're talking about the 4 of Wands energy here, giving over to the water, the debut. I shall be seen. I am on stage. Okay. I am showing up for the celebration. So this is the seed that was planted. I posted this on Sunday with the meaning of the card as well on my notes. I did not do a reading. I'm trying to take Sundays off from readings the best I can. But what is interesting here, this water energy with the fire focus here in the center, right? This 10 of Cups kind of feeling, and then the groundedness, the fire, Leo moving into, Mars moving into Leo, regaining its self-confidence. This is the 8 card of choices. Is it going to be, are we going to kiss it, or are we going to say, let's kiss and make up, or kiss my ass? So I think I'm allowed to say ass on here. We'll see. We shall see. So this is certainly about a, enlightenment, a whole different perspective. Her heart chakra is open here. That is actually called like a chest expansion in yoga. You can do that by laying down. And you just put your elbows underneath your shoulders and press your chest to the sky. You don't have to have a trapeze, although I do recommend them. They are the best thing for low back pain. You will never want to use anything else. 5 minutes and you feel so much better. And there's our 11 again, cosmic connection. This is your joy. The seed has been planted, right? The full moon is the culmination. The speaking with truth is a choice. And that also means surrendering to our dreams, surrendering to our feelings. No longer, this is a blooming flower, the blooming bouquet. Okay. This is about to debut here. So a fiery finale for the other person, perhaps, but it is your debut, speaking with power and truth about your dreams in a very literal way. And how you like them apples? Wow, we are in the disseminating moon, where we breathe out, we relax, surrender, accept, regroup ourselves, and then we share our learning with others. Okay, that is beautiful. I love that the crossing point. I feel like this is we're about to. Mars is about to enter Leo, finally. Let me know where 0 degrees Lero, 0 degrees Leo starts in your chart. I feel like that's where this debut is going to happen. Let's have a look at our pre-shuffle energy. There's that truth of Libra coming in, Empress energy. And while, like I said, it can be cold to others, but it's always for the best and highest truth, right? And the best and highest truth right now is our own. We're getting in my ears going again. You're getting ready to reveal some kind of discernment, decision. I've made a decision. And look at these beautiful flowers here on her robe. I have a couple kimono robes and I just love them. The hermit energy here underneath. So the truth about our learning, and see how he's cloaked here. I keep my visions to myself, but this is no longer keeping our visions to ourselves. We're speaking with power and truth, and it might piss off a few other people. This is in the environmental energy. It might rock their world a little bit, but we've got to do that, guys. We're not here meant to be living our life for other people. This is throwing caution to the wind, this newfound freedom, this sense of exaltation, of just returning self-confidence, fire. And 9 of Swords, when maybe we have been in our own heads regarding what we've needed to walk away from. This can be somebody else's nightmare because of our happiness, though. So, I mean, this is Moses here. He's on a journey, and the journey to our own psyche, our 9 of Swords. What is ruminating up in there? This vision to ourself. You might be finally even just being at a point where you could admit to yourself the roses. That I have had some stinking thinking here. I've been ruminating about the past. I've been keeping myself stuck in 8 cups of disappointment, because as of yet I had been unwilling to get myself out of this, or maybe it was just a long time of hermiting here inside the cloak, and now it's time to come out. And I wrote down a fiery finale, and then I crossed it out and wrote debut. I think that those are both still here. Okay. The finale of the old stinking thinking, we're done there. Okay, we are done. We need to understand that those shadows, that those disappointments were only here to elevate us. See how it looks like she's rising up and above that there? And this is about going on our own little spiritual journey here, and simply walking away from what hasn't made us happy. This rumination, I feel like it's the end of the stinking thinking. Okay, so if this is simply just a reading for you, We're not dealing with other things in our life that we just can't find an answer to. This feels very much within the self and about to reveal the truth of our own self, our power, right? Our Empress energy. Okay, that was a lot for a pre-shuffle. On the split, our solar plexus energy is the third chakra. In my personal journal, I wrote gold on the ceiling. So see how this gold is coming down the mountain, and he is about to take off here, holding that canary. Are we about to sing like a canary about some kind of truth here, shouting it out either to ourselves or to the world? The pages are representative of Mercury, which again, we just had Mercury changing signs. Yeah, we're ending a cycle, guys. The world energy, beautiful Maori dance here being performed from my second home, New Zealand. That's far from NZ. Okay, there's some kind of going. Yeah, again, maybe you've had some starts and restarts. Was that yesterday? We had Pete and repeat went to the store. Pete went in, who came out? There's our King of Wands. There's our Leo self-confidence returning here. The fiery phoenix energy. That's the one. I like that. Okay. Let's find out. Let's give us our reading here. What's this celebration of a new choice? We have finally surrendered and are ready to make a judgment call. Yep. So this is the final countdown energy. Didn't I talk about yesterday with the special path of 20 being the path of notoriety? And look at all this. And we have the stage, the debut. Okay, because we've surrendered to whatever those parts of our psyche have been holding us back. Maybe we've really been doing that inner child work and have come a long way here, and we are ready to. She's coming up and out of the water, a little bit of Fool energy here, leaving the depths of our subconscious, bringing them into the light of the full moon here we just had. And it's a celebration. The seed that has been planted is getting ready to bloom. Okay, that cosmic connection. We're seeing how everything ties together. Yeah, celestial teacher, connecting with the divine, opening up our subconscious mind. And that is how we achieve this. See this trine of energy? When we meditate, we have our wrists open to receive on our knees, with that second finger and thumb pressing together to aid in our focus. See the heart chakra opening up here. And this is the solar plexus chakra, today's energy. The heart is about ready to expand into Leo, Mars. Then we're speaking our truth, no longer keeping our visions to ourself connected to this third eye. It changes our outer frequency, which is our crown chakra, and then also starts to pull in new energies because we've released whatever this old way of thinking, that rumination was. We're letting it go. It was our teacher. It was our cross to bear so that our heart chakra could open and we could speak our truth. I keep my visions to myself. Her mouth is closed here. We're getting ready to step out on stage. It's the debut energy. Okay, we had our flyers, so let's go. You guys are coming. What did I? Oh my gosh. What I say here is she's coming up and out of the water, out of the depths of her subconscious, and into the air energy, swords. Here she's coming up into earth, also air. And it's as a whole new world, right? This is very healing. It's also Aries energy, and just having that bravery to just put the first step our foot on the first step. We're getting ready to get on stage, guys. Free to be you and me. Her arms are open. Free to be you and me. I surrender to why I was pulled down by my own thoughts. I surrender to why my whole life I have repeated the same patterns over and over again. It's not blame, it's a recognition, it's a relief to understand that about ourselves. Okay. Wow. This feels very personal, guys. It doesn't have to involve anyone. We'll take a look at the surrounding energies to see, but this feels very much like a personal journey here. The situation is truth. Oh my gosh. I mean, guys, I get the messages, and then when they play out in the cards, it's so magical to me. I mean, if I just did this is the reading, but you've met me, and not everybody, they look at this and go, oh, I mean, because it's a lot, right? But that's my spread. My writing is my spread for the day. There it is. Taking a new leap of faith here, leaving one world for another, very literally here. And it is a celebratory energy. The seed for this has already been planted by you for you. And then that does require a choice of staying underwater or coming out to the sun is coming up here in the background. All right. Don't let the sun come down on me. Just letting a fragment of our life to wander free. I'm sorry, I don't know all the lyrics to that. Yeah, more sun up here as well. Okay, shut up, Angie. Let's go. The opportunity is not to repeat a pattern. 9 of Wands, we saw that yesterday in the near future energy, I believe, bookending the 9 of Swords, leaving that stinking thinking that we saw the rumination. This is like this house walking away. Our houses, let me know if you've ever dreamed about a house, because when we dream about houses, it's really important to not only try to remember and jot down what rooms you were in, because all the rooms of the house in our dream have to deal with different parts of our psyche, right? The attic is going to be the subconscious. The basement may be our fears. Okay. So keep that in mind as well. This is you now. I'm up here on the rock, and I feel like it's your choice whether or not to kind of slide back down into the water or face this power and truth to, yeah, I'm the one that needs to make the judgment call about the patterns I have been repeating. I'm peeking at the new start. I'm curious about this new way of life, but it feels so different. Am I going to let my fears, these skulls that are burning, right? That would be mutable energy of Sag Moon. The 9 of Wands, we get to choose. We get to choose. Are we going to keep moving on our truth? It's a choice. We get to choose. Are we surrendering to what we've learned about our own subconscious? There's confidence returning. This is why you're here, guys. Double Aries energy. This is also Scorpio. I've been talking about Black Moon Lilith for a hot minute. So confidence recently has been restored. Now, the interesting part of her, I always think of belly dance here when I get this choices card, because it's very similar to an Egyptian or Belady style of the flash, right? All the sparkles versus the very introverted and grounded. We're down on flat feet with the with the tribal style. Egyptian style, you're up on ball and it's a lot of fast clapping, whereas the tribal style is very intricate and very sinewy, right? And very inside. Egyptian style dance is very outside, so that yin and yang. I feel like this is also, hey, I can be your best friend, but I can also be your worst enemy, right? I can blow up. The shadow element of the Aries energy is that I can be impulsive and impetuous and not care who I blow up on because they're babies of the zodiac. They're just learning. So as we're examining where that Leo energy is entering for us, right? And where we've been wrestling with the Aries energy, the very last deacon. I feel like you're coming out on top here, but it's a choice. Am I going to use my confidence and powers for good? Or am I going to go down this rabbit hill or rabbit hole of self-destruction and making a choice that I know does not feel good to me, but may feel fine for others, right? That self-sacrifice. Yeah. So double aces, another 11 here of this cosmic connection. This is the fruition, the culmination of our truth, facing our truth, not leaving a pattern is financially rewarding here. The heart of the reading is all about what you are receiving when we take those chances and step out into the sun, when we speak with our power and truth here, okay, and not blaming it on any outside circumstances. In the near future here, we have these best friends. I know, I think the boy is Kai, and I forget what the girlfriend, this is the a Denmark story, I believe, of the Ice Queen. And she goes back to save him, right? And by that time, he has changed. He's been through so many trials and tribulations that their relationship it's been through so much here that it's not quite the same. This can be a little bit of stuck and reminiscing or yesteryear. Well, it used to be like that between us. But then as he goes off to chase the Ice Queen or go to try to track her down or destroy her or whatever that story is, there's those roses again. By the time she gets to him, he's very much changed. So are we not wanting to look at, now we see two people come into the mix here. Feminine energy here, all feminine energy on the table, except the monkey of judgment, maybe our monkey mind. And are we hanging on to the nostalgia of how somebody used to be, or even how we used to be? Like, oh, I'm not the Queen of Wands anymore. I've lost my looks and whatever, we tell ourselves that is self-sabotage in the fire. It's just not true. We let go of what was because there's not a damn thing we can do to reverse time. We can only move forward in our own power and truth into the future. Okay. The block here. Yeah. Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords in reverse can be like emotional lunacy. Again, that stinking thinking of using our power to blow ish up. But it's very it's very centered in the self, right? This singular energy. How are, male or female, how are we self-sabotaging with our thoughts and our words and hanging on to what was? What does Spirit want us to know? The Hermit, the star of the day, is inside the Hermit's lantern. Spirit wants you to know you're on the ninth step. You've learned this truth. You already know it. You are ready to take this leap. I don't know why we're pausing here. I feel like that Mars moving into Leo is really going to help be the push that helps us step our foot onto that stage of life again, guys. A new stage, no matter if it means that somebody needs to kiss our grits about it or not. Five of Swords. Now a third energy is here. Okay, this nostalgia from the past. So in this story, Set is the brother of Osiris, her husband, who he has defeated at this point. He's standing in the background gloating at her sorrow. And what ends up happening is this is very what goes around comes around. If we choose to go around this Nine of Wands merry-go-round again, then it's almost as if, that's our own set, our self-defeat, right? And then that's this is a lower octave of the devil energy. Wow. Just the synchronicity, guys. I mean, it's just we can't ignore it here. We can't ignore it. Wow, wow, wow. This feels like a very big shift. And it may just feel a little bit scary for some, and that's okay. Good morning, Divine Timing. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I talked about the Five of Swords. I was trying to remember where I talked about that here. Transformation. The outcome energy is transforming this Five of Swords. There's the 44. The Eight of the Choices. 8 is the Leo card of strength to defeat our own inner demons. Okay, this is very much self-focused here so far. 7 of Pentacles. I love that the fire is here because this is about putting in the work, having the fire to tame those inner volcanoes of our own self and make sure that we're not allowing the past to, piss us off. It does set us free, and it's okay if it did, but are we going to live there in the Miss Haversham energy, or are we going to move forward? This is all about discernment here, too, of when is the right timing. Very interesting here on this outcome, like a fiery finale and a fiery finale. Let's see what's book ending. Yeah, a fiery finale. I feel like you're not choosing that ninth wand. You're choosing to be like, okay, I know it's the ninth step. I know my truth already. Now it's time to reap the rewards of that, the heart of the reading. Okay, it's time to not allow this self-sabotage. How many times has our own mouth got us in trouble? That was, I think my mom always used, that's my smart mouth. Sorry, mommy. She weren't lying. I still can have a smart mouth, but it's more, I look at things through the lens of love and the why. And I try to understand why people do what they do, which helps us understand why we do what we do, right? I feel like you're defeating that inner critic. You're defeating self-sabotage. You're defeating hanging on to what was. Yesterday, I told you guys I feel this energy shift, closing the door to the Miss Havisham's mansion. Leave the cobwebs back in the past. Let them go. We've got the cosmos here. We've got peace to get to. We've got our debut of our new self. Right? We've done this work. We know enough. Okay, it's time to transform into that butterfly. Let's go. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. Environmental energy. So as I lay these in the proper space, they'll each fuel The cards laid here for you. This is what's in the energy in the environment. Okay. So the Hanged Man, very literally, again, is our energy of the day here, opening up our heart chakra. And I feel like that's even to ourself, because some of us have been very harsh critics to our own selves. That self-sabotage energy feels very strong. Okay. All right, Hanged Man fueling the Fool. Pisces energy again, no longer keeping our visions to ourself with this judgment call. The Six of Pentacles is being able to release and let go. And it's forward future thinking here. It's what goes around comes around, the six, right? What goes around comes around. And if I am doing good deeds and putting myself out there, releasing my truth into the future, then that's going to come back and be positive energy for me. Yeah. Again, the 8 choices, wrestling our own inner alligator. I said, I felt like this was just our own selves, right? And we do not have to repeat this pattern, guys, of staying stuck in the past and being pissed off and bitter about it. We're wrestling this to the ground, and there's the communicating mushrooms, that cosmic connection energy. Yeah, this is what changes our fate. I talk about it all the time. Energy first. The only thing that changes our outer circumstances is realizing that outer circumstances have not been controlling us, our own imbalance, and choosing over and over again the wrong or the easy or the less scary path, because the new feels scarier than the old that was not working. What happens is the universe just continues to give us harder and harder challenges until we stop it, right? Until we close that door. Then, and only then, see all this creative energy here? This is like the first time I saw this, it's like one of those, it's not a pocket knife, but it had like the spoon and all the tools, right? The Wheel of Fortune energy is all the fixed signs, stubbornness of the past by staying stuck there. We're meant to go into the tree of life so that we can let go of these patterns. We're meant to become enlightened, to do the 180. So we stop doing this. We stop doing things the same way. And when we continue to do them the same way, we get the smackdown, right? And what's happening here in the near future is you're beating it this time. You know enough. You're not keeping your visions to yourself. You're letting those dreams come out. This is the enlightenment. That balance is divine timing. Now shit starts to happen for us. Yep, here comes passion. So what is fueling this Ace of Pentacles is your own passion. Queen of Wands energy here in both of these choices cards. Using that inner volcano of yourself, your passion for good. And then shit starts happening, right? Then it starts moving faster because of your balance. There you go. Throwing caution to the wind and going, I learned what I needed to learn from that beautiful relationship, the roses. Okay. I have changed my perspective on heartbreak. I know that our souls were meant to meet, and yes, even meant to hurt me for my growth. I don't have to stay there and continue to live there. That is a choice. Now, what was in the blocked position, blocking this Knight of Swords being in the upright, the truth coming fast. So Magician in the reverse is manipulation. So the lies we were telling ourselves, right? This being stuck in the 9 swords. The Knight, again, is that just crazy thinking, stinking thinking. It's a never ending circle. And that has delayed our magic. No longer keeping visions to ourself. Because the energy is here, it doesn't matter if it's in a reverse position. It's here out of all these cards. It's showing up here to say, yes, you do have this all four aces of potential. It only required you to balance your own self. Then shit starts happening for the good, right? Then shit starts getting real. Eight of Pentacles, here's putting in the work of this hermit energy. Lots of eights here. Leo moving into Mars, moving into Leo, because you're giving back first, taking ourselves out of the tree of life. We need the strength to not continue that pattern, to do the 180 of it. Yeah. Standing up for your rights, standing up, putting the hard work in, of taking the high ground. This is defeating our own mental set, who is sitting there going, that's our double energy of, ha ha ha, you know you wouldn't make it. You know that you're not blank enough. It'll make you feel good to just give it one more try. Just one more. What's the worst that can happen? Well, you know the worst that can happen. We've already done it a million times, right? But we just didn't have the confidence or the wisdom to speak our own truth. And now that this passion, our own balance, lights our fire again, and then comes in the reward: time, money, energy, resources, gifts, talents to get on the dang stage. I love that. This is John Henry, right? Defeating scary set. Isis wins. When we step into our Isis energy, she stops belly aching about the past and letting it go. She comes back to defeat Set in the end, and get that victory for her husband Osiris and his betrayal. This is playing stupid games and getting stupid prizes, and universe is like, nope. The sun, a fiery finale. No more of this. That's the fiery finale. And what happens after the fiery finale? Our debut. Oh, look at that. The 6. And look at these beautiful roses coming in. Because we learned the lesson here, and because we balanced our own inner self, that resets our divine timing. Passion comes back in twice here. Standing our ground, putting the hard work in. We may not like having to do it, okay? Our feet are all bloody, but these geese are heading, they're taking off in their flock. This is because we've done good deeds here of the 6, okay? Paying it forward. Here's the reward for that. The 8 of Pentacles is becoming an expert. You don't have to worry about those 9 wands anymore, because they're being defeated here. And the reward of that 180 and your passion and standing your ground, and with it comes a new choice. The Lovers. I mean, hello, Queen of Wands, like you're on the stage, being seen, allowing yourself to be seen in front of this large audience. Even if it pisses someone else off, you are choosing you. Okay? You are choosing you, and not this fear, and not this self-sabotage. 3 of Pentacles here. These are, trying to teach him how to be a shaman. They're his teachers here. And we had to maybe go through the fires again, like these 2 teacher figures. We had to go through these fires. We had to go through the wars in order to stop in order to stop this, a fiery finale bookending each other, opportunity and result, you're doing it. You're letting it go. And the reward for that is huge. The guru, the shaman, the guide. You're teaching others about what you've just been through, speaking with, big ear squeeze, about your dreams, speaking with power and truth. The big old sword I drew, King of Swords. You're speaking with power and truth much about what you've learned. The guru, the shaman, the guide. The outcome is you learn very quickly. This is very fast energy because you did the work. I feel like you've already done the work. There was just a little bit of hemming and hawing here about, that devil frequency going, you don't need to change anything. Just because you've had 9 skulls on fire that were self-defeating and almost killed you because of that deception, just try one more try. I don't think you're not doing it. You're not. It's saying it right here. You're wielding that sword of truth and then becoming the Hierophant. Lesson learned. Taurus energy, Saturday outcome. Sun moves into Taurus. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 1, 2, 3. Swords on the John Henry, Hierophant on the Lovers. You've already learned that lesson. And no longer the child. No longer the child. Wow. Shadows looking right at him. Looking right at him. Those shadows, if we don't look at them, they're going to send us right back to this cave, guys. It's a choice. 8 of Swords is the prison of our own mind. And those will always come to call, whether we convince ourselves to do another round in the toxin or not. Okay, they're going to present themselves. They'll just present as different challenges. Wow. Okay. That is a beautiful outcome here. Of course, now I got to lay 3 on this. What's this 5 of Swords defeating? And looky there. So the Lovers fueling the 4 of Wands, and we got the Hierophant. That can even be marriage here. Marrying our own yin and yang to balance. And I had us reflect back to 1995, the Lovers. The 4 of Wands of this lesson, the last deacon of Aries, paired with this choice of new action. Whatever this was, whatever we were hanging on to there, it was only meant to teach. It was, and yes, it's upsetting. Otherwise, we wouldn't have paid attention in the first place. But you're very quickly moving from the 7 of Pentacles, right? Can be getting ready to step into that 8 of Pentacles of becoming an expert. And we have to decide which risks are worth taking there. Okay. We are defeating the child part of ourselves. And here comes the reward of our own inner yin and yang balance. And then from the outside, this is usually a person. And if you have not yet met this deep soul tie, you will know instantaneously upon meeting them that you've met before. So we have here the Hierophant defeats the devil, as does Temperance. So your own balance, see how these four wands of the 1111 kind of look like bars here? You defeating that, you are firing up, you are burning up this fear frequency of the set right here. And then because of that, we have, this is the center of the story. You're still staying balanced here. What's this tower paired with? Yep, moving to calmer waters. This is Greek mythology here. She has taken, this is Perseus, her son Perseus, and she was so beautiful. She escaped and helped him move to calmer waters. He ended up defeating Medusa. And again, this chakra, this change in you may mean physical movement. It may just be, I'm allowing spirit to lead me to calmer waters. We have this teacher energy coming up several times, guys. The learner becoming the teacher, because we did not allow this to go around one more time. And we're getting rewarded for our truth and moving very quickly forward with passion into the future. What a beautifully gorgeous reading. I mean, oh my gosh. You guys are so powerful. I love co-creating with you. Let's get some advice here. Let me ask for all signs this essence seed. So remember that the very first lesson that we are learning, I talked about going all the way through 360 lessons. We just came out of Mercury in its 360th lesson. And the first lesson of Aries is becoming the essence seed of our incarnation, the purpose of why we're here. So I want to see what essence seed is planted here for all 12 signs, I think. What essence seed has been planted, or whatever that is for us, advice about the essence seed that has been planted. So what you can do is pick up your chart. If you already know what your ascendant is, you can just do a quick in your head whole house calculation of where Aries is. Another 8 on the bottom of the deck. I shuffled everything to prepare for tonight to be ready. There's that choices energy. The stage is set. The essence seed becoming the rose, becoming the flower, a blooming bouquet. The bouquet I have, the buds are still, they're tight in those lilies. And this says, watch and wait. Water energy, she's paused here. Y'all are paused. It's our choice whether to go back into the depths and wrestle with the liar devil of our psyche that tells us we can't, that tells us, oh, just stay in the toxin a little bit longer. It's the devil, you know. You don't want to cause disruption. It's going to cause so much strife for others. You don't care about you. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. All right, Aries through Pisces. Advice about this Ace of Pentacles, this essence seed that has been planted for you. You will know what that is because it lights your heart on fire and you want to move after it very, very quickly. It feels good. It's the Nina Simone, and I'm feeling good. You're noticing the sun for the first time. You're saying, how, you know how I feel. Great sun in the sky. You know how I feel, and I'm feeling good. All right. Still a little bit choppy. The waters may be choppy here, moving into this calmer place, but that's to be expected because it's different. It's change, right? And that can scare some folks. The opportunity and the what spirit wants you to know are the nines. It's time to set it down. That's the end. 99 again. Can have every other problem in the world, but this is the one we need to set down, which is self-sabotage. Okay. What is the advice for Aries through Pisces, please? Aries through Pisces. What do you guys think of this reading? My Atlanta. Whoo. You got the smart mouth comment from your parents too. You know what, though, now to think about it, like, I don't know a teenager that does not have a smart mouth. I certainly did, but it's like when, especially when you're a truth seer and what adults do around you don't seem to be right, whether that's at school or wherever it is, right? You get called a smart mouth for pointing out the obvious. All right, Aries, one. Yesterday was, I knew this was connected, and we're starting back at one. Mercury moving into the very first of 360 lessons. Aries, your advice here about this essence seed that is coming to fruition for you, wherever Aries is in your chart, that's going to be my ninth house. So if it's split for you, remember that you have Mercury moving through that whole section, so it can change life areas for you. So if, for example, your ninth house is Aries, that's going to be the house of travel. I said there might be some movement or travel involved. That could surprise someone. It's the house of esoteric knowledge, right? About spirituality. It's the house of culture, of changes, right? Of learning. Mercury's about learning, time to collaborate. There's a new puzzle piece here. Saggy temperance energy there. There's a little nugget or a little ace of pentacles right there in the center. Okay. That is crossed by beaver spirit, a 6. Lay a solid foundation. Okay. That's the very beginning. All right. What about for Taurus? What is advice for Taurus about this essence seed being planted, seeing as we are moving into that Taurus sun on Saturday? So we'll all need to listen to Taurus readings because we are way more than just our sun sign. If we listen to Taurus readings, that's going to tell us what's happening around us with the Taurus sun. 38, another number 11 here. Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Dream weaver, right? It's our dreams. I keep my visions to myself, no longer keeping our dreams or our visions to ourselves. Speaking power about our dreams. Saturday, that energy starts. Cross by. There's the weaver of this, your own balanced energy, and double dream it talks about. What in the heck? And it's guys, an 1111. Taurus season's about to jump off. Make your dreams real is supporting dream the world into being. What? That's crazy. I love it. There's a 5. Let Hawk spirit be your guide. Okay, 5 is the Hierophant energy of Taurus. All right. And next up, move your finger to your Gemini portion of your chart. Let's have a look at advice for where this seed may be blooming here in the Gemini portion of your chart. Speaking with power and truth about our dreams. Advice for the essence seed of our soul's incarnation. What is this house meant to teach my viewer here? Our 17 of the star, Gemini, another air sign energy. Hold on, Lola. Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. We're doing that. We're learning. And then we're guiding others and we're teaching and sharing our learning, especially about emotion here. That's beautiful. Crossed by the 14th, act as if. So even if we're not sure, we're still putting our foot on that stage, okay? And just bring that confidence forward wherever this Gemini section of your chart, whatever life area that is. That Six of Swords allows Spirit to be your guide, our outcome energy here. Could also be where you're experiencing that Tower. Okay, what about for Cancers? Let's look at Cancer. Speaking about their visions and dreams, speaking about healing. So, wherever Cancer is in your chart, if you're not sure, then you can even consider the fourth house, which is Cancer energy of home foundation. You guys we were talking about healing, doing that inner child work over here, and we're doing that. We're healing our foundation, double fives of change, because we balanced ourselves. Cancer and Mars and Cancer. Okay. Because we looked at our own self esteem, we looked at our own ways in which we've self sabotaged because of the ways we are letting our subconscious lead us by the nose. It is the year of the wood snake, shedding that old skin, no longer saying that's how I'm going to do everything. That Six of Cups, no longer reminiscing about the past. And we've got the Three of the Empress here. Beautiful. Setting healthy boundaries. Even if we didn't have any growing up, we are healing our ability here to protect our dreams, even if we have to tell somebody else, kiss my grits. Okay. No longer self-sacrificing in that Cancer portion of your chart, or simply your own foundation of your own self and how you move forward. Leo energy, please. Almost done, baby. You hear, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but she rings the bell on the back door. she starts getting more and more forceful with her wax, and she looks at me very fast and is like, do you hear what I'm doing over here? Okay. Leo portion of your chart. This could even be advice for as Mars moves into Leo with our self-confidence. Be playful, literally here in the environmental energy. That's what the Knight and the Page of Wands wants to do, all about that fun energy. Okay, that's what Leo is. Fifth house, creativity, romance, pleasure. And that is backed up by the Two of the High Priestess. Life is speeding up. What I say, shit starts to get real. It starts to move at you fast. It speeds up fast once we close the door to Miss Havisham's mansion. All right, let's look at Virgo. Before I moved there, wanted me to stop at a 57, which is a 12. Believe in yourself. Okay, that there is a finale, but think about the debut, the 180, the nut here of Aries, right? Of that confidence that's been restored. Believe in this. That's also here over for Leo there. Okay. Wanted to get another little message in there about that was Mars moving into Leo, or self-confidence being restored. Believe in yourself. All right, Libra, moving to the other half of the wheel, the top half. One-on-one relationships that have been under scrutiny since July of 2023, July 7/17, I believe. Yep, 7/17/23. Someone do that math. July of 17th of 23 to April 17th of 23. Thought I had a flipper here. All right, advice for Libra parts of your chart, or could just be if you don't know. That is the one-on-one commitments of all types. Advice for the Libra section of our chart. Time for a beginner's mind. Yes, no longer hanging on to the nostalgia. 84 is another 12, seeing something from a fully different perspective. Bottom card, fueling the full energy. Yes, that's that whole ass lesson, guys. Fueled by stag spirit. What spirit wants you to know? Take the lead. Close that door. And that's the mindset. Okay. It doesn't have to be a physical, tangible door. Don't let that scare you if it does. All right. Moving up to the house of secrets, Scorpio. Wherever Scorpio is in your chart, about this incantation seed. Scorpio, be at home. Also, a 68 energy there. Could be a year. That is a 14 of the puzzle piece of the Saggy energy, where the horse was flipped down, getting ready to go. And this was in reverse. So, Scorpio, you might be leaving home here. And we've got, I think, a Miss Peg now every time with that gorgeous bee picture. If you didn't see it, it's on last week's subscriber art. Sweet results await. Could have to do with the 7th month. Again, that end of July. Mars moving into Leo. This is Mercury communication. This is where there's a 5 of change on the dice here, and also a 1 of a new start. All right, Scorpio. No more hermiting at home. You're about to come up from those deep depth dives, and you're coming back up into the light again here. Black Moon Lilith is there, challenging us, rebelling against secrets. She is sitting at the Sabian symbol of a house raising right now, building a more stable future by working with others in our group. Collaborate. The 1 on that B, the B is about collaborating community. Okay, Sagittarius. That is the 9th house of travel, education, culture. Well, we'll have a look. I wanted to say a lot. Setting healthy boundaries, that fire energy again. Cow spirit, the miracles are endless. And we've got a movement forward here, a big jump. When we set those boundaries there, we keep our boundaries with that 7 of Wands. Our John Henry card here. This is a deity. Cows are a deity. Miracles are endless. We see the possibilities and the probabilities instead of the blocks. Could have to do with travel or education as well. Trust in divine detours. Yeah. Travel. Detour. Change. Follow it down, Sadie. Cross by, let spirit be your guide. I just had the 6 of Swords. All right, Capricorn, 10th house energy, career, and public facing. How the public sees you. Capricorn, 28 is a 10 or Wheel of Fortune energy, which boils down to the 1 of the Magician. Okay, we saw the Magician in the reverse. Clear out the clutter here, Cappy, whatever energy, that whatever house that sits in for you, your Capricorn. And we see here this little crystal ball. Okay, no longer keeping your visions to yourself. Clear out the clutter. Let's see what's surrounding that. A 7 energy, 43, owl spirit. You see clearly now. Whatever was blocking your view is what you're clearing away here, Capricorn. Okay, whatever was blocking your view. If you're not sure where Capricorn sits, you can consider that advice for your career and public persona. What about for Aquarius, where we have Pluto, the planet of transformation? Advice for Aquarius, the seed, the essence seed here. Advice for Aquarius, speaking with power and truth. Okay, a fiery debut. Okay, this is requiring independence and surrender. Aquarius is a fixed sign, so that may be wherever Aquarius is in your chart for you, where you hold a little stubbornness. And there's the canary there on that Page of Swords energy, singing our own song. Gotta surrender though. Time for a deep dive. All these. Be peace. Man, Aquarius going through a lot of transformation. My focus is on the top card here. Peacock spirit, letting it shine, defeating we're in the Five of Swords there right now. We're going to be there a hot minute. We're going to keep having that stinking thinking challenge us. We're there for 20 years. Divide that into 3 parts, and that's how long we'll be in each of those cards. First 10 degrees, 5 swords. Second, 6 of Swords, and 7 of Swords for that last 10 degrees. Okay, letting it shine, another 10 of the Wheel of Fortune energy. And crossed by Bat. Yep, reversal again. Hanged Man energy here, High Priestess. A rebirth is assured. Pluto's here to transform us whether we want to or not, but look at the heart chakra. Okay, we've just got to surrender to whatever it is we're not wanting to see in that deep dive, especially if you have heavy Lilith or heavy Scorpio energy. All right, last up, Pisces. Wherever Pisces sits in your chart, now that is the 12th house of the soul's journey. Our self-undoing, how we unpack our psyche and put our Humpty Dumpty selves back together again. Pisces, the essence seed who just learned, and Mercury, we just learned that we have to surrender to our desires. It's about, life is about fulfilling our desires, ours, not everybody else's. All right, Pisces is being coy here. You're being a coy fish. Okay, where's this going? No longer keeping visions to ourselves. Pisces coming up out of the depths of the subconscious and into the sun, the debut. Thank you. Boy, oh boy. There we go. Making our dreams real. Another 11. Spider spirit, creativity. Love that. No longer speaking truth about our dreams, no longer keeping our visions to ourselves. Backed by 4 of the Aries energy, Emperor energy, Mercury and Aries, speaking our truth, being fearless and bold, not giving an ish. Honey Badger, don't give one. If you need to say kiss my grits, well then so be it. If that's what's in your best and highest good, that's where we are, guys. That's how we make our dreams real. Your dreams, not anybody else's. Not anybody else's. All right, that's going to be it for me today. I'll be taking your questions tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm going to focus on a very short all signs reading so I can focus on your personal questions. I want to put about a good hour into that component of it. So we'll start at 6, end around 8. And I want to focus at least half that time on y'all's questions. So come ready, because it feels like this big fiery finale that has the last song of the last show. Now it's time to start a new show. It's time to start a new show. So, all right, guys, love you so much. I will see you there tonight. You are so very welcome. Yeah, I think smart mouths are okay. I I think they are right. Good. I'm glad you found it helpful. I know the syncs were off the chart. It's just nuts. But thank you again for taking care of each other in the comments. I love you so much. And I will see you tonight for date night, guys. Bye bye for now.